Okay, so I'm pretty sure I found the problem right away. This fuel line goes down in there, right? That was pinched by this filter gadget thing. I could see it poking up right there. And yeah, pinched very badly, and looks like it's possibly, yeah, look at that. I could see right through it. So we got to put a new fuel line on here. However, I think that this thing takes a nice molded fuel line. Okay, so let's see if we can fish this through. First thing, I got my wire here. I am going to go down into the tank and out like that. All right, so that's good. Now, what I've got here, this is the fuel line for, I believe, Husqvarna 61, 266. I think that's what it's for. I'm not 100% positive. So I'm going to try and make that work. And I'm sure if I was a Boy Scout, I would know a really good way to tie this wire around this fuel line. But I wasn't a Boy Scout, so I'm just going to poke it through. This ain't perfect, I get it. But this portion right here is going to be around that nipple on the carburetor anyways. So does it really need to be super great seal? I don't know. So we're going to see if this works. We're going to try and bend that up snug so that now we can pull it through the hole. Yep. Come on. Bada bing. And bada boom. All right, now we got to pull it tight so that, there we go, locked into place. Now let's get rid of this wire, see if we've got enough room. This is a little bit shorter than the factory one. But oh yeah, we got plenty of room. So great. So if you are searching for a fuel line for one of these Zenoah 5200s, and you want it to be a good fuel line that makes connection, it's got a nice grommet built into it for the top of the tank there, a 272 fuel line will work. But make sure whenever you put it all back together, this piece right here isn't pinching that fuel line. Now, for some of you guys that are fans of these Zenoah clones, and this is not a Zenoah clone, all right? But, you know, you get my point. You're a fan of this chassis, let's put it that way, all right? The closed port cylinders have a different intake boot setup. Let me show you. All right. See that right there? That is your intake boot. The open port cylinders have a bolted on boot. This one does not. This one just like so many. It has that for the intake. Then you know it takes a round boot. And from what I can tell, that means it's going to be a closed port cylinder. I can't guarantee that, but you know, it is what it is. If you see that for one of these Zenoahs and you're going, is that a closed port setup? Look for that round intake setup. All right, so let's go ahead. We should be ready to put it together and see if it'll fire off. As is normally the case with stuff like this, on the real deal saw like this, everything just fits tighter. The plastic feels nicer. Everything is just better in every way. Missing an O-ring there. So I guess not everything's better. What? All right, this is the gas that we took out of it. I'm not going to take a chance. Nice fresh gas. Back into it. I don't see any leakage at all. So that boot, that little grommet that's built into the fuel line must have sealed up properly. All right. Now, I do believe I can still get these online, no problem, but I wanted it to run right now. So, fingers crossed, here we go. Is that on there? Yeah, I think it's on there. We're on. Oh, go ahead and take this off. I don't think there's any oil in it. There we go. Oh no, it's got oil. Oh, I hope it's not like caramelized in there. Well, she runs good, but problem number deuces. Clearly, I'm going to have to get in here and see why it's not oiling. Probably have to pull that little screen off of the oil line, clean it off, stuff like that. But we'll get to that tomorrow. Idle's a little low, but I mean, we can take care of that real quick and easy. Still no oil coming, so we'll definitely have to look into that. But yeah, so we'll look into that tomorrow, and I am going to put it against the Blue Max. The Blue Max is a clone of this here saw. 52 cc's supposedly, but it's not. It's 49, just like this. Why do they do that? It's so weird, you know? Why are they going to claim that it's 52 cc's? Like the 58 cc, they claim that it's 58 cc's. No, it's not. It's 54. It's 54. The 62 cc's, I've done the math on it. Comes out to be a 59 cc. But I know everybody's like, oh no, that's got a 47.5 millimeter piston and cylinder. No, it don't. I ain't never seen one. You know, they're like 47. Where's the 0.5? It ain't there. And so, guess what? It ain't 61 or 62 cc's. It's 59. Anyways. But yeah, I'll put this against the Blue Max. See which one performs better. The Blue Max is completely stock. This is not the Blue Max that you saw me blow up on the Steel Ultra oil. No, it's not that. This is a different Blue Max. It's a slightly used, but runs great. I mean, that thing always fires up. And so we'll see which one is better. Or, I mean, we know this one's going to be better, but to what extent? Both of them stock. We'll see. Maybe this one's only better in potential and less vibration. I don't know. But anyways, so we got it to run. That's exciting. Now we got to get it to oil. Then we can put it in the wood. Okay, I couldn't help myself. Broke into it right away. Bad news. So this is your oiler setup, and that whole last thread has been chewed up. All right, part of it is still stuck on here. You know, this is the cover that goes over that. Part of it was in the gears, but the oiler seems perfectly fine. You know, it can spin freely and everything. It just, who knows? But check out that seal, that crank seal. That is busting out of there for some reason. So I'm going to try and look this up. It looks to be the same size as, you know, like a Husqvarna 55. This would be for a 350 or 346 XP. That's too small. Maybe those will work. Got a bunch of different options, you know, so I'll look through this. I bet you that's it right there. Nope, no, that's definitely not it. No, I may not have that oil seal. I have some Echo stuff over here that I can look at. Ooh, that might work. See? I might be able to cross-reference something and might have a seal, or I might have to just order some seals for it and wait. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, I'll run the Blue Max tomorrow, and then whenever I'm done with it, I'll pull the oiler gear off and everything and just swap it over. But that oil seal, I mean, it didn't seem like it was leaking. And I might be able to just mount it in there properly, you know? I might just be able to beat it in there a little bit more and it actually work. Might be able to do that. However, that's an original Zenoah 5200. They call it over here Redmax G5000. And it's got the closed port cylinder and everything. I'm not going to take a chance. I will get a good seal. Maybe something will cross-reference for it, and maybe I'll have something on hands. If not, I'll just wait. You know, gotta wait for the mail. But yeah, I ain't gonna run it with a bad seal in there. So, a couple parts I gotta buy, but it'll be worth it in the end. Cause I mean, I really like the Weimars. I'm not faking that. I'm not making it up. I think it's a really great little saw. And if this thing feels more solid, operates more smooth with less vibration, and has better power, then I'm going to love it. Then it's going to be right there in line with, you know, my Johnson Red 2152. You know, if I can get this thing to perform like that, that's going to be lovely. Anyways, okay, now it's really enough. Oh, would you look at that, huh? So, the old seal, pulled it off, dug around, new seal, they're the same seal. The new one, I had already purchased it for my Zenoah 575. And yeah, I'm just gonna slap it on here. Now I'll need to go ahead and buy another one for my 575 for whenever I am ready to, you know, build that saw and go that route. But for right now, I get to run this saw tomorrow, saw. Okay, so there we go. That's fixed. The only thing I got to do is I'll put it all back together, and then tomorrow after I run the Redmax, I'll go ahead and I'll remove this oiler gear from the not the Redmax, the Blue Max, from the Blue Max, and put it on here. But other than that, I think we're good to go. I think the oiler is fine and dandy. Seems to be, you know. So we're gonna have fun tomorrow, or at least I am.